Limp Bizkit frontman Fred Durst keeps a much lower profile these days than he did in the late 90s and early 2000s when his band was selling millions of albums all around the world. Back then, Fred Durst was reportedly linked to Britney Spears, who was also selling millions of albums all around the world. While Fred generally remains a private person, he recently appeared on Pauly Shore's podcast and discussed that time. One of the notable topics of that discussion was when Fred Durst talked about collaborating with Eminem before they became at odds with one another and a feud began.
Fred used to record his albums that are huge, massive hits right now, the albums that came out when he went to Interscope Records. He used to record across from Taco Bell on Beverly and La Cienega. There was a studio there, and he used to record there. And guess who came in that studio that was going to do a song with him, Madness? It was Eminem. Eminem came in the studio and recorded with you. Remember that?
Yeah. We had bonded through an Interscope, and then we met, and he hung out there, and we were working together. We recorded this little thing called Turn Me Loose that leaked out on the internet. He was so good, and we bonded, and so we decided to do a tour together, and we did anger management together and everything. And
Fred Durst was also asked about what it was like selling millions of albums around the world and purchasing extravagant vehicles like the Rolls Royce.
You were the king of MTV.
No.
Yes, you were. You did those. I was at one point, but you were the king at MTV. You did all those videos, and Carson Daly was on TRL. And you were on there with Britney Spears, you're on there with Christina Aguilera, In Sync, Korn, and that was like boom, 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 boom. And then you were on TRL a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that time in your life like? Because I was hanging out with you, but for you, what was that like?
It was just moving so fast. You know, I'm a simple person, and just
the f*** you laughing at, dude?
Complicated.
I'm trying to think of his fans right now. So when they listen to this,
I know, but there's a way to talk to people, and that's
okay.
not the
Then
way.
you ask him about it, though.
How was that?
I'm a simple guy, you know.
I know you are.
And it got complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated, right?
It is complicated because I created that thing, and always having to turn that thing on. You created the weasel, so you had to turn the weasel on every time there was a camera, every time there was something. And
So your red hat, that was part of it. That was like my hair.
Yeah,
right?
I had to turn it on demand.
So that whole thing. So for me, when it was the weaves with the hair and the scarves and shit, that was a big deal. So at that time, you were buying Rolls Royces. I remember when we did Pauly Shore is Dead. When you played that part, when you come down the street, you were in Pauly Shore is Dead.
That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to Rockfeed for hard rock and heavy metal news. Thanks so much for choosing Rockfeed, and we'll see you very soon.